कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
मान्यता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ, बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले संग्राममय जीवन
संस्थापकम्
श्री गुरुचरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Shri Krishna to all. Today we are going to understand the 5th chapter of the 18th chapter of
दीदी थोड़ा सा वॉल्यूम बढ़ाइए आपका।
जी। ठीक है?
ठीक है, देखते हैं।
जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल। तो फिर today we are going to understand the fifth part of the 18th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Let us begin with this divine session with the blessings of the Supreme Yogeshwar Shri Krishna and our respected Swami Ji Shri Govinda Dev Giri Ji Maharaj. First of all, Happy Janmashtami to each one of you. This is indeed an auspicious day to seek the blessings of Lord Krishna. On this day, devotees all over observe a fast and engage in various spiritual activities like chanting in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and worshipping the Supreme. Let us too join in prayer and offer our humble seva at the lotus feet of our beloved Laddu Gopal. To commence today's session, I would like to invite Srimati Nirmala Rathi ji for the prayer. She has completed her BCom. She has joined Geeta Pariwar since 2022 and currently she is serving as tech and as trainer for level 3. Didi, I humbly request you to please lead us into the prayer and help us begin with devotion.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
दीदी म्यूट है आप, यू आर म्यूटेड। दीदी अनम्यूट कीजिए।
Thank you so much, Didi, for the divine prayer. Now, moving ahead, let us have the Deep Prajwalan ceremony. For this, I warmly welcome Srimati Sheela Sharma ji. Sheela Didi is from Ajmer, Rajasthan. She joined Geeta Pariwar in 2024 and is currently serving as GC and TA. We request you, Didi, to kindly perform the Deep Prajwalan and spread positivity among all of us.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Thank you so much, Didi. Before beginning with today's Vivechan, I am delighted to share two important announcements with you all. The new batch of Geeta Pariwar will begin from 5th September, available in 11 different time slots so that everyone can join according to their convenience and continue the divine journey of learning Geeta. All sadhaks are encouraged to share the Zoom and YouTube links with friends and loved ones so that they too may receive the precious opportunity to learn the knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And now, the most awaited moment has arrived. Let us begin with the Vivechan. Today, we are blessed to have with us respected Shraddha Raodeo ji, who will guide us into the profound knowledge of the Gita. Shraddha ji is a qualified professional holding a BE in electronics and a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. She has over 13 years of professional experience as a mobile application developer and team lead. Alongside her professional excellence, Shraddha ji has been deeply committed to spiritual service. For the past 9 years, she has been conducting Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā classes at her residence in Hyderabad, guiding seekers with devotion. She has been associated with Geeta Pariwar's online Geeta classes OGC since August 2020, contributing as a trainer right from the inaugural batch. Currently, she is serving as a co-trainer in level 4 and also conducts Bhopal jail classes where under her guidance, the sadhaks have memorized 12 chapters and successfully cleared the Pathik examination. A devoted disciple of Swamiji Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj, Shraddha ji continues to spread Gita wisdom with utmost humility and dedication. At OGC, she has also led the class monitoring team with distinction and continues to serve in multiple capacities as a trainer, examiner and vivechak in the weekly interpretation sessions. Additionally, she has been associated with Bala Gokulam, Hyderabad for more than 8 years, imparting Indian values and Hindu scriptures to young children, nurturing them with culture and spiritual samskarams. Respected Shraddha Raodeo Didi, we are truly eager to learn from your deep knowledge of the Gita and to be inspired by your guidance. Shraddha Didi?
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, am I audible now? My
Yes,
audio
yes,
was
you are
not.
audible, Didi.
Okay, just give me a second, Didi. I'll just start my video. 1 minute. My machine is stuck. Give me a second.
योगेशम् सच्चिदानन्दम् वासुदेवम् व्रजप्रियम् धर्मसंस्थापकम् वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा भारत माँ की सेवा
Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, am I audible, Didi? Sorry, my camera and this thing was stuck.
Yes, yes, you are perfectly audible and you are perfectly visible also. No problem.
Thank you, Kailash Bhaiya. Thank you, Didi. Let us begin. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. I'm sorry about this slight delay, but let us begin by praying to Param Pujya Gurudev, with whose blessings we are all here, and Shri Krishna. Today is Krishna Janmashtami, so let us all pray together to Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself. Hari Om. Let's begin. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranataklishanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Pathaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Krathitam Purana Mudina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Mashtadashaധ്യായിനി अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवत्वेषिणि ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः A very warm welcome to the session all of you and a very happy Janmashtami to all of you. May Lord Krishna bless you all with lot of wisdom, and at the same time may he give us all the strength to lead a Geeta-may Jeevan, May our life be full of all the principles that we are trying to understand here, that we are trying to learn on a day-to-day life. May we all have a very Krishna-may, Geeta-may life ahead. And on that note, we are also let's begin with our session today. We have seen so far very important principles about karma, about what is this entire life leading us through. We are all born as normal human beings and trying to do our own karma. What is the importance of karma? What are the different parameters which are involved to make our life successful? That we have been seeing so far. And today, when we are seeing this, I am also reminded of one very beautiful Marathi phrase which says, Karme Ishu Bhazawa, means you should treat your karma as worship. This saying comes from this Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and Jnaneshwar Mauli's scriptures also, that we treat our entire karma, our duties as a worship for God, and that is going to completely change the way in which our life is going to be led. It is going to completely transform our life. And in this transformation, what are the different stages that we will be seeing? We will be exploring all those things today. And today we are going to start it is such a beautiful coincidence that today being Krishna Janmashtami. What is the biggest lesson we see from his life? We learn a lot of things from Bhagavan Shri Krishna. There are immense number of things that we can learn from him, but the most important thing that we learn from his entire life is the Karma Yoga himself. He is Karma Yoga personified. What we see, there was nothing that he had to achieve in his life. Name parthasya kartavya trishu lokeshu kinchana. Shri Krishna says that there is nothing that I have to achieve in this life. There's nothing I have to attain in this entire life. But yet he has selflessly, just to show us how to lead our life ideally, he has led his own life beautifully. We also see that he has kept no egos during his entire lifetime. So many things, the lessons about discipline, when we think we want to achieve something in our life, when we are trying to practice karma yoga in our life, convert this karma into karma yoga, we have to also see how disciplined his life was every morning. This is one small thing about the daily routine of Sri Krishna ji, which Swamiji shares in his Krishna Niti Pravachans. What he says, he used to, not like us, let the housewife get up, let the ladies get up, let them start doing their work, and then he'll get up. No, he was not, even as a, he was almost equivalent to a king when it comes to the respect that he had earned. But he used to be the first one to get up in his household. And before the others would get up, he would complete his dhyan. How was his routine? Sometimes take some time off to listen to Krishna Niti Pravachans by Param Pujya Gurudev. How beautifully he explains what kind of anushasana, what kind of discipline he had. He didn't need to have, but he ensured that we have. We feel that, we are senior enough, we can break rules. We are senior now, we can, live the life the way we want. Nobody is there to say anything. But look at Shri Krishna, not broken that name even for one day. How beautifully he has lived his life. And not only this discipline and everything, how much detachment. How do we associate ourselves with Shri Krishna? We see him with a murli, with a bansi, with his flute, and we all see so dear this flute was for Shri Krishna. But once he left Braj, once he started on his path towards Mathura and started his life ahead, he has completely left the flute. Once it was given, completely given. He never thought, oh my God, I am missing my flute. We miss everything so much. We miss our childhood, we miss our old friends, we miss so many things. So many places we are stuck. But what we learn from Sri Krishna's life, the detachment is the greatest thing that we should learn from Sri Krishna. He was so attached to the people of Braj. He was so attached to his Gokul. But never in the life he saw attachment was true. The love was very, very much there. But he never left all his karma and said, Chalo, aaj to vacation ke liye let me go to Gokul. No, he has never taken a break, never ever prioritized his attachment over his karma. That is what we have to look at Sri Krishna. When we look at Sri Krishna, don't just say that, oh, okay, we have to also learn the important lessons from his life. And these lessons beautifully, I cannot share all of them over here, but I would urge everybody on this Janmashtami, take a moment to take a sankalpa that we'll try to listen to this Bhagavad Katha, try to listen to what Swamiji says from a different perspective, and not only just do the bhajans and kirtans of Sri Krishna, which are very much important. We should do that. Without that, there is no gati. But along with that, also see the life of Sri Krishna. Also learn these lessons from his life. And that way we will see how our life will also gradually get transformed. It is a very beautiful thing, and do try to listen to all of them. And coincidentally, today what we are going to start with is also the importance of karma. Till now, what we have seen, Shri Krishna has told about what are the different parameters which decide how your karma is going to be, Adhishtanan, Tatha, Karta. Then he has also told the extrinsic parameters and intrinsic parameters like Buddhi, Dhriti, and as a result of all the karma, what do we get? Sukha, happiness. This all these detailed analysis of all the three categories into which all these parameters fall, Shri Krishna has explained so far. And in the last session, we heard something very important, that was understanding the karma at a level of the society. Not only the individual karma, but as a society, how do we all function? That we saw in the last session. And coming back to seeing what our duties are, how important it is to stay on this path. That is what we are going to start our session today with. We'll be starting from the 44th shlok today. स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु. Now what Sri Krishna says so far, he has said about the karma, and now what Sri Krishna says, yatha vindati tachrunu. What is it that I am going to tell now? He's telling, hey Arjun, listen, tachrunu. What he wants us to listen, that every sve sve karmanya abhiratah, anybody who we should always be dedicatedly working in which direction, towards the direction of what, towards the direction of our own karma. Sve sve karmanya abhiratah samsiddhil lapate narah. When we there is a very important word that is used here, karmanya abhiratha, means he's devoted, not just doing the duty. Abhiratha, he is completely devoted to doing their own duties. With us, we are also, we will say, we are also doing our own duties, but where is our devotion? Some people, we are working towards going to office and working, we are working there, but where is the devotion? It is to what we are getting as a part of this work. The devotion has to be towards the work and not as towards the karma phala. That is also something we have to understand. Small things, small words we have to understand here. So continuously when we are working, we should consider this swakarma nirata siddhim. Where are we going to land? First thing Sri Krishna says is, we have to understand that this entire work we have to do as if it is our worship. We will see that in the next look. But what we have to do, we have to continuously focus on doing our own work, and not just doing, as I said, be immersed in our own work. And what do we get as a result of this? Swakarma nirata siddhi. When a person is engaged in his own duties, what does he get? Siddhi, perfection. Siddhi is a kind of special power. Siddhi is a special kind of perfection that a person can attain while doing their own siddhi. Now, some people will say, Didi, so should we stop puja and all other things? And should we, am I audible. Some people are saying a bit louder, but I feel
दीदी you are perfectly audible. Just थोड़ा सा आपका बढ़ा दीजिए वॉल्यूम.
ठीक है. My natural speakers are a little low.
You are natural like that only.
But okay, I will try to be a little louder.
Okay.
So when Shri Krishna says that swakarma nirata siddhi, here when we are talking about this, some people will say, so what is important? Is it just work? And some people say, Didi, then you say bhajan kirtan, all that is also important. To kare to kya kare? One thing we have to understand very importantly, that these two are not separate. We have to always understand our karma and our sadhana, that is our worship, should not be different. It is not some separate perspective of our life. It is not a separate domain of our life. It is not a separate box, this sadhana. It is like when we are doing our work, when we are working, we will eat, right? Naturally, we will eat. Breathing, so naturally we will do. As long as from the first moment on this earth till the last moment on this earth, breathing is a very sahaj, normal activity that we are going to be doing. So we never stop that. It comes naturally to us. Sadhana comes naturally to us. Being dedicated towards the work, being dedicated towards the God, as we should be dedicated to work, we should be dedicated to God. Doing worship of God and doing your own work or living your own life are not two parallel things. They are one and the same thing. Gradually, Sri Krishna, by the means of these first few shlokas that we are discussing today, this is the idea that Sri Krishna wants us to understand, that it is not different. Your sadhana is not different from your daily activities. Your daily activities are very much a part of your sadhana. And when you say, how is it going to take us to siddhi? Who gives us this siddhi? Shri Krishna, the Lord, the Bhagwan himself is going to bless us with this siddhi, isn't it? For that, we have to ensure that he is happy with us. Then again, that question comes. So, if we have to make them happy, we have to do puja, bhajan, kirtan. You are saying do karma. To understand this principle, at the crux, take an example of two employees. Suppose you are having an office or something. In your office, there are two employees who are working. One employee is such that who is always doing maskibaji, always flattering you. You are so nice, sir. You are the best employer in this world. That other people are like that. Always, whenever he sees you, he will say Jai Shri Krishna, good morning, good afternoon, keeps you very happy. But when it comes to work, he is not working at all. And there is another employee. He doesn't really pay much attention about wishing you or making you happy or saying flattery comment. But when it comes to work, he's perfect. Doesn't leave any work incomplete. Doesn't has lot of perfection in his work. Which employee is going to be your favorite? Tell me. The second one, isn't it? Naturally, the one who is accomplishing all his work in your office will be your favorite employee. ठीक है, आपको good morning, good afternoon नहीं बोलता है, that's fine. But he is doing the work better. He is finishing all his work better. Who will be your more favorite employee? The second category. Understand this, that we have been sent for some purpose over here. We have been sent for some work over here. We have to give our full dedication, full devotion. You are a mother, you are an engineer, you are a doctor, whatever, you are a shopkeeper. Whatever we are, our duties are a part of the responsibilities that have been given to us by Shri Krishna, and we should ensure that we do them. And only when we do them, we are going to get what? Siddhi. Siddhi is the special blessing from whom? From Shri Krishna, from the Parampita Paramatma. Swakarma nirata siddhi yatha vindati tachrunu. So Shri Krishna tells us more about this siddhi that we are going to get. What he says, yatah pravrittir bhutanai yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. What Shri Krishna says, first he is telling us about the great Parampita Paramatma, how he is yatah pravrittir bhutanam, the one who from whom all the creatures originate. This is in itself an entire definition of Parampita Paramatma. Yatah pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. So it is not that God just created this world and somewhere went to Vaikuntha and sat. No, he made this world and he has very much established himself in this world. Yena sarvam idan tatan, the one who is present everywhere here. So these two together are the complete definition of God, and this is how it is the world is made. Shri Krishna, the Parampita Paramatma, has not just created this, he is ensuring that this world is evolving with his powers. His powers are there around us, we have to feel them. And what he says to whatever this God, this is the entire definition of God. What we have to do for this God? Because he is present everywhere, he is the creator of the universe. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha. First he has stated who is God, and then he has told what is our responsibility towards the God. What is our responsibility? Swakarmana tam abhyarcha. Worship him with your deeds. Abhyarcha means worship. Abhyarcha swakarmana, with the help of your own tasks, with the help of your own duties. You do his worship. Tamabhyarcha. Today it is Krishna Janmashtami, we all know, but we should all also know that today is Sri Jnaneshwar Maharaj Jayanti. Krishna Janmashtami and Jnaneshwar Maharaj both born on the same day. That is why Jnaneshwar Maharaj is referred to as what? Jnanesho Bhagavan Vishnu. Vishnu Bhagwan, he is considered an incarnation of Sri Bhagwan Vishnu. He is born on the same day as Sri Krishna. And what he says in this part, when he about this particular line, Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vidnati manava, about Swakarmana tamabhyarcha, Jnaneshwari has a beautiful line. It is in Marathi. It says, Taya sarvatmaka ishvara swakarma kusumanchi veera puja keli hoy apara tosha lagi. How to worship? When we are worshipping, when we are doing puja, what do? We offer flowers to Paramatma. We offer flowers to Bhagwan. Now Krishna Janmashtami, you will be offering flowers to Shri Krishna. Just offer your own karma. Swakarma kusumanchi veera. Just offer your own karma as flowers to God. And when we are doing worship, you must have very naturally observed this, that when you are worshipping, and if there is a plate full of flowers in front of you, what will you do? The best possible flowers you will offer to whom? To Parampita Paramatma. Same thing happens to us. Once we consider that all the work that I am doing is for Parampita Paramatma, automatically all good karma only we will be doing, because you want to offer the best to the Parampita Paramatma. So, well, just like we offer the flowers during worship, offer your own karma to Parampita Paramatma, and as a result, what will you get? Siddhim vendati manavaha. You will attain the siddhi. You will attain. When we do worship, we get prasad in return. Similarly, when we do this kind of puja, swakarma tamabhyarcha, when we offer our karma as a worship, as a flower to Parampita Paramatma, what do we get in return? We get, what is the prasad that we get? The prasad is vairagya siddhi. That is, it is a kind of perfection. It is a kind of siddhi that we get, which is what? Which will keep you, it is a vairagya siddhi, it will keep you very perfect. Your work, there will be no effect of your punya, papa on the work that you are doing. This kind of different siddhi we get. So, but what happens? What is our situation? What is the dilemma that we have? When we start doing our work also, sometimes what we feel, this work has been assigned to me, but that other task was more interesting. I have become a tech in the Learngeeta as a faculty, but that trainer job is more interesting. Sometimes what happens, we always start feeling that the other job is more lucrative. We keep deviating from our duties, not because we don't want to do anything, but sometimes we start feeling that the other person's work is better. Sri Krishna understands that, and for that, what Sri Krishna tells us, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunah Paradharmat Sanashtitat Swabhavaniyatam Karma Kurvannapnoti Kilvisham. So, Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna, even though Viguna means what? It appears as if there is some fault, some demerit in it, but still it is Shreyaskar for you. It is much more superior for you. It is better for you to pursue that than the Paradharmat Svanushthitat. if it is other person's duty, but and you are doing it to the perfection, even if that is the case, for you, it's still going to be inferior for you compared to your own duty, even though it might have flaws. There is an inherent thing within us, all of us. There is an inherent flaw, you can say, or inherent opinion that we all usually have right from childhood. If there are two kids and I give laddu prasad to both, the first thing that they check is not that I have to eat the prasad. The first thing that the two kids, amongst the two kids, what they will do, they look at each other's laddu. Iska laddu bada hai. The moment if there are two kids and I give prasad to them, first they will say, ye auntie ne kisko jyada diya hai? Whom has she given extra? That is the first thing that comes to their mind. That is how our minds are also there. When we are given our task, when we are doing our own job, the first thought that comes to us is not like first अपना पहले लड्डू खा लो, पहले देखो दूसरों का. Once the task comes to us, we don't see that what is our duty. First we see, oh, that duty is so much more interesting. That is the root cause of all problems. So what Shri Krishna says, that is the one which is deviating us from our duties. That is very important. So what we have to understand, Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna. Even if our own tasks, our responsibilities, they see it appears as if it comes with a set of it comes as if with a set of demerits, but understand that these are our most important, these are superior for us. And however, it is very important to understand that they are superior to us, superior for us compared to the other people's duty, even if we do it perfectly. But understand that is not going to give you those rewards which performing your own duties is going to give you. Why? Swabhavaniyatang karma kurvannapnoti kilvisham. Your own, by your own nature, whatever is the duty that has come to your share, that is going to give you the highest benefit. Kurvan na apnoti kilvisham. This is the last charan. Means what? Even if you do those, though I feel that there is some flaw in it, it will not incur any sin. Arjun thought that he is going to kill his own relatives. But even though it is the act of destroying their bodies, he is not going to incur any sin by doing that. This has been said multiple times in the Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And even though it looks inferior, now for this one small example, if we keep the fishes in a water pond, isn't it? Now, if you sometimes it comes to our mind, water is little inferior compared to milk. Milk is more nutritious. Milk is more valuable. Milk is more precious, and from all perspectives, milk is more precious. You can say. Now tomorrow, if I decide no aquarium, then why should I fill it with water? Let me fill it with milk. And if that fish is put in milk, what will happen to the fish? Even though water is less valuable, but for survival, a fish needs water and not milk or ghee or oil, which is much more costlier than water. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna. Even if it is of less value, if it appears with some demerit, it is any time better for us. So what we should do? We should develop faith in our own duties. This is what Shri Krishna is trying to explain, that we have to develop faith in our own duties. We should pursue the duties that we are meant to do. If you are a student, you are supposed to be studying. If you are a doctor, you are supposed to be treating. Even though it feels no, the job of an engineer is better, the students feel the job of this housewife is better, nicely, whatever time she can do. But what is your own duty? We have to focus on that. So these two shlokas that we are seeing have been told with an intent of what? Developing faith in our own duties. And in this line, what Shri Krishna further says, Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet सर्वारंभा हि दोषेण धूमेनाग्निरिवावृताः सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय. Sahaja, This word is very interesting. Saha ja. Ja, whenever we add ja to any word, pankaja means what? The ja means born in. Atmaja, born out of me. Hmm? So ja means born with. Sahaja. Saha is the word in Sanskrit itself means with us. So the karma that is born with us means what? The karma which for which we are born, the purpose with which we are born. Sadoshamapi, even if it appears as if it has flaws, natyajet. You should not abandon it. We should not leave it. We should not discard it at any cost, even if it appears it appears flawed. Hmm? So for this to avoid to inculcate this habit, what we should try to do, we have to discard the habit of seeing flaws in our own duties. What do we see? Arey, roj, why come? So many times this sentence comes to our mind. So when we are theoretically seeing this shlok, we feel okay. So we should not discard our own duties. We should, even if there are flaws in it, we should not discard. But how to get that in practice? This answer I got from Swamiji, where he says, what to attain this thing? What habit should we inculcate within us? Discard the habit of seeing flaws in your own duties. If we inculcate this habit that I do not see anything wrong with my work, even if I have to clean the house every day, even if I have to treat my patients every day, even if I have to sit on the shop for 7 to 8 hours, I do not see it as a flaw. I do not see it as a problem. And then naturally, sahaj, this entire shlok will come into our practice. And here Sri Krishna gives the example of fire. What he says that though there is, the fire will always have some smoke around it. Sarvarambha hi doshena dhume nagnirivavrataha. Just like there is fire, there is a smoke always going to be there when there is fire. Similarly, whatever is your karma, it is going to naturally have some dosh along with it. But we should stay steady on our path to progress. We have to understand our duties are our steady path of progress. Jnaneshwar Maharaj, when we see the life of Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj, when we see the life of Sant Mirabai, when we see the life of Sant Eknath Maharaj, what we see, with irrespective of how many problems they had in their life, they were very focused on their own path, whether it is whatever they were born for, and along with that, doing this Bhagavad Bhakti. Everything went hand in hand, and as a path of this steady progress on this path, what they have got? They have got the siddhi. So understand that following your own duty is going to be your steady path for progress, steady path for success. And what is that success what is that success? What is the definition of that success which we will achieve? The thing that we achieve is explained in the next shlok. Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigataspraham naishkarpya siddhim paramam sanyasenadhigachyati sarvatra asakta buddhi. This is the first reward a person gets by selflessly, doubtlessly following the own path of karma yoga, following the path of karma. A detached mind. Sarvatra asakta buddhi. A detached mind means what? A mind which is scarless. It does not have unwanted, unnecessary thoughts in it. That is a scarless mind. And what is that ultimate reward that comes? Naishkarme siddhim paramam. So this Naishkarmi Siddhi, it is a very beautiful thing in itself, a very in-depth, you can say, in-depth theory in itself, this Naishkarmi Siddhi. Naishkarmi Siddhi is basically a type, a state where you don't, even when you are not doing anything, all the tasks are getting done. This type of Siddhi comes to a person who does not need to do any work, but still, and doesn't even do anything, but the entire work is getting done. The example of a sun, it is rising and setting, that is what we see, but actually it is not doing anything. But what is happening? The entire srishti is dwelling by the efforts, by the help of the sun. Without him, we all cannot exist, but he is there. Just the presence, just the aura, his presence is required to get all the work done. His presence gets all the work done. That is the Naishkarmya Siddhi. And when human understands the same, that following the entire path, what we get is this Naishkarmya Siddhi. Now, in this, to understand this Naishkarmya Siddhi, there are 4 states that we can, understand. But before we try to do that, what we should also see, take a moment to understand the life of Sri Krishna. How is the life of Sri Krishna? It is this is Naishkarmya Siddhi, we can see personified in his life. He had he there in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā itself Shri Krishna says, what name pathasti kartavyan trishulokeshu kinchana nanavaptamavaptavyam vartaeva cha karmani. He does not need to do anything, but still he is doing everything. This is the play thing of Naishkarmya Siddhi, where they do not need to actually do anything, but whatever they do, that becomes an additional effort. That is nice, that becomes an additional thing, and it will not incur any punya or pap. They remain free from the effects of it. Hmm. To understand this a little more, we can say if somebody goes to a place, suppose I have to go to office and complete my work, and that task is suppose an 8-hour long task. And if I have traveled to some place to complete that 8-hour long task, and I have managed to complete it in 3 hours, and now the task is over. So office people say, okay, your work is done, but abhi return ticket is after 8 hours. So I have to be in that city for 8 hours. So I have what the task which has to be done in 8 hours, I have completed in 3 hours. We have that 5 hour extra time left with us, isn't it? In that 5 hours, what you do? That whether you do or it will not do, it is not going to affect your success in your office. You have already accomplished what is doing. Whatever extra time we spend is an additional thing that we are doing. That is only that there, whether you do anything or you don't do anything, it is one and the same. That kind of state is the state of the siddha people who attain this Naishkarmya Siddhi. So whether they do something or they don't do anything, it does not affect their karma. And further, what Sri Krishna says, once that kind of siddhi people get, sanyasena adhigacchati. How this siddhi is attained? Sanyasena adhigacchati. This siddhi is attained through renunciation, by discarding the attachment towards different things, because they have been continuously practicing what? Karma yoga, asakta buddhi, everywhere, and just doing their own work. When we continue this, you will experience also in your life, when you continue to do something with a very selfless emotion for a long time, gradually you are able to detach your mind from it. When a parent works selflessly for the success of their child, selflessly they are doing something, what happens ultimately? They just, everything is for the child. After that, they don't expect, anything. The child, बच्चे का भला हो गया, उसी में खुशी है. But sometimes, then their own desires start reducing. Asakta buddhi. Our own desires start reducing when we continue in the direction of karma yoga. Our desires start reducing. That is the important thing. Further, what Sri Krishna explains about this siddhi, siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodha me समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या para. This whole purpose of what we are learning, whatever we are learning, in fact, is what is the chitta shuddhi. The purpose of this entire discourse that we are trying to understand, entire thing, is to attain a very clean mind, a clean soul, which will not have any detachment. Because what happens? These attachments that we are left with, these become the reasons for our rebirth. This is what is keeping us stuck in this world. So by the means of doing this nishkam karma, selfless work, what we will attain? We will attain a chitta shuddhi, which will give us this Naishkarmya Siddhi, where now we don't need to, get it very affixed in anything. And this, once this entire process is completed, gradually, see, this one more thing we have to understand here. This is a very gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in one birth. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says he has taken so many lakhs of births, and then he has got this opportunity to say a grantha like Jnaneshwari. Hmm. So, for so many births, he has done this dharmacharan, work, living the life by the Vedic principles as per dharma, and then he is born as Jnaneshwar Mauli. So, this comes when we continue on this path of Karma Yoga for not just one, two, many births. And gradually, when this comes, what happens? Gradually, we become free from all the desires and reach a state of Atma Bodh, where we realize who we really are, and gradually that knowledge starts enlightening within us. Gradually, when this process continues, when we see the lives of these saints, when our saints who have been on this earth, and when it was time for them to leave, they live very happily. Why? Because they know that this life is not a destination. It is just a means to attain a higher destination. So, when we continue on the path of Karma Yoga, we understand that gradually this life is just a journey. The greater destination is waiting for us. And what is that greatest destination? The knowledge. The knowledge of Atma, the knowledge of Jnana, Nishtha, Jnanasya ya para. What is that highest knowledge? Which is going to be what? Which is going to be understanding who you really are. And once we understand this, we understand that this siddhi is the siddhi, the Naishkarmya siddhi makes us attain this highest knowledge of Brahma Tattva. This knowledge is the Brahma Tattva. Gradually, when we continue on this path, we attain a chitta shuddhi, which when our mind, our soul is clear, we are able to look within ourselves with the help of Atma Sanyam Yoga, which we have seen in chapter 6. When we are able to see that curtain between you and your Atma, between the Sharir and Atma falls, and we become enlightened. This state will come after your Naishkarmya Siddhi is attained. Once we attain the Naishkarmya Siddhi by completely following the path of Karma Yoga, we attain the Naishkarmya Siddhi. When we are constant in that state of Naishkarmya Siddhi, what do we get? We get the highest knowledge, that is the Brahma Tattva. And that is the highest. That is the place where we say we become a siddha purush, where we have attained the siddhi. How do we understand whether that siddhi has come? Whether we know, how do we know that whether now we are in this life? How do we come to know कि अभी मैं वहां पहुंच गया हूं या नहीं? Have I reached that mountain peak or not? If you have in last few weeks back, we were seeing the Vivechan of 6th chapter. In the Atma Sanyam Yoga, there are two terms that are used: Yoga Rudha and then the final Yogi. Yoga Rudha is the state that we are in, where we are wanting to reach the permanent siddhi. And however, when we continue on this practice and attain that highest knowledge, then we attain that siddhi. And such a yogi, such a siddha purush attains the Brahma Jnana. So, how do we identify such a siddha purush? How do we identify that a person has reached that peak? To identify that, Sri Krishna gives a list of characteristics. What are the things that you will see in such a person? What is the litmus test? We give an entrance test to become doctor, engineer. Isn't just like that? Sri Krishna has given a test paper here in the next few shlokas. If you see these characteristics in a person, then such a person has attained what? The siddhi, the Naishkarmya siddhi, and henceforth the Brahma Jnana, which is that the Nishtha Jnanasya ya para, the supreme kind of knowledge that person has attained. What are those characteristics by which we understand that a person has attained that highest siddhi? Let us see those characteristics. Now also understand that all these characteristics, these are very, very important. What we are seeing in the next few shlokas, these characteristics are very important, because when we say we have to practice karma yoga, then I have to attain nishkama siddhi, and then we have to attain that brahma gyan, understood theoretically. But I need a proper guidance as to where exactly I have to reach. For example, people prepare for this NEET and JEE entrance exams and all that. They know that I have to attain this particular score, and then only I will get the admission in that college. I need a score of, nowadays it goes as high as 99% and 100%, God knows what. So we know that that is the benchmark. What is that benchmark we have to reach? That we have to understand. These characteristics of Siddha Purush that are mentioned in the next few shlokas, these are the means for sadhaks like us to understand where we have to go. Abhi, now somebody tells me this is where you have to go. Arey, but this is like an open garden. It is an open playground. I don't know where to go. But if somebody puts some pointers first, Buddhya Vishuddhya, then another characteristic, then another characteristic, this gives you step by step pathway. What is it that I have to collect on my way to attain this siddhi? What is it that I have to keep collecting on my way which will give me that ultimate siddhi? That we are going to understand in the next few shlokas. So these are very, very important shlokas. When we say Geeta जीवन में लाएं, these वो जीवन में क्या लाना है? What is it that we actually want to get in our lives? When we say get Bhagavad Gita in your lives, these characteristics are what we have to try to inculcate, we have to get in our lives. And that is the importance of the next few shlokas. बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तो धृत्यात्मानन्नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषौ व्यदस्य च विविक्तसेवी लघ्वाशी यतवा कायमानसः ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तो ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते. All these shlokas that I read till the 53rd shlok, this is the list that we have to gradually add in our personality. So our personality, our sharir is a treasure that Shri Krishna has given. We have to add these jewels of, these characteristics, and then decorate our personality. That is going to make us a Brahma Gyani, a Siddha Purush. What are the characteristics? Now, these characteristics are going to be our guidelines, as I have explained. What are these characteristics? One by one we will see. These are the characteristics. Again, I'll reiterate. These are the ones achieved by the Naishkarmya Siddha Purush, and which are going to lead us to what? Atma Bodh, the prime knowledge of Brahma. The first in this list is Buddhya Vishuddhaya Yukto. The intellect is pure, free from all kind of malice, all kind of selfishness, all kind of desires. Once we see that somebody is wearing some nice dress, some beautiful thing, we feel that, oh wow, I also wish to have it. So our life, just by a small temptation, our mind gets full of desire. But for these people, they do not have this. Their intellect is Vishuddha. When we see a inferior creature, me calling it inferior itself shows that there is a long way to go. But when you see the cute dog and all these people pet it so much, but what happens when they see a lizard? The same animal lovers have a very distinct vision towards lizards and cockroaches and others. But so what has happened? Their intellect is full of malice. We have some people who are very accomplished in their careers. We will have very high regards for them, but same regard we will not have towards the maids or people living in jail for whatever karma they are having. But our intellect will develop immediate malice towards them. That has to be avoided. So how is the intellect of the great people? Vishuddha Buddhi. And Dhrityatmananniyam yacha. Dhrityatmanam. It is full of dhriti. What is the dhriti? We have seen an elaborate list of things about dhriti. Dhriti is also of three types. We all have seen sattvic dhriti, rajasi dhriti, and the tamasi dhriti. So we have to understand that dhriti also, which kind of dhriti? The dhriti here is dhrityatmanam niyamya cha atmanam niyamya. The dhriti which is going to help you what? Control your own mind. Even in the presence of stimulus, if I see somebody wearing a very nice sari, I got the stimulus. It is I'm in response to that stimulus. I will not feel, oh, I also need to get it. The mind will not get toppled. See somebody else's car, immediately we will not have that feeling. We'll be happy for them. But presence of stimulus, nowadays this stimulus is so everywhere. Everywhere there is. We are all living in a net of temptations. The moment you want to see small thing on your TV, on phone, anything, it will pop up with so many different advertisements and so many different sales and so many different discounts that we are naturally tempted to all these things. But how should our dhriti be? Our dhriti, we should be having a fortitude which will control our mind. Hmm? Not only about the desires, this is also about what we like to eat, what we like to see, what we like to eat. More immediately one movie, when we feel like going, then when we go restaurants, food, there are so many temptations around us, but we should be able to control all that. We are coming to that. Shabdadin vishayams tyaktva. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, all these, our life we are spending in enjoying all these subjects, but we should understand the happiness that we derive out of these is very, very short lived. So shabda adi vishayas tyaktva. What here shabda means the subjects of our sense organs. What are the what are the subjects of our sense organs? For the tongue it is taste, for the eyes it is views. We all understand that. So how we are seeing the life of a perfect sadhak, when all these things are around them, they do not get tempted. And then somebody who doesn't have interest only, see, how do we do Ekadashi or Krishna Ashtami fasting we have to do. Now all these things, how we will do? We will do them by controlling our mind. Array, today is my fast, I don't have to eat. Today is my fast, I don't have to eat. We are controlling in that way. But what is expected? That we should not have interest in these things. We should not have any interest in these things. Means what? For somebody who does not have interest, that they don't need to control. If somebody is not enthralled by, is not enchanted by YouTube videos and food, oh, they don't need to control. उनको रस ही नहीं है, they are not interested at all. So for them all these things will not matter at all. So we should not have interest. So when we say shabdadin vishayas tyaktva, discard them, it don't just discard them by controlling your sense organ. Don't develop an interest in it. When we are not interested in it, then naturally all these temptations will not affect you. Raga dvesha vidasya cha, completely free of attachment, anger, hatred. All these emotions do not affect them. See, it's not that raga means severe attachment, dvesha means hatred. Somebody has cheated upon you so much, we start hating them. But ultimately we have to understand that even that hate is adding up to our own karma. We should have a neutral perspective towards everybody. When we talk about this raga dvesha vidasya cha, the best example is like a mirror. Whatever is happening, we are just seeing, reflecting, and not absorbing anything within us. How the mirror will keep reflecting. Mirror is just reflecting our face. It does not store the images within us. But how is our mind? Our mind is like a sponge. Even in little if it comes in contact with little water, it will absorb completely. Our minds are like that. We should not be like sponge, but how we should be? We should be little bit, we should be like the mirrors. Then all these things should not affect us at all. Vivikta Sevi, they love to live in solitude. Love to live in pious spaces. Ekant, there is a very beautiful saying that I had heard. Ekant sabse bada tirth hai. Means what? Tirtha Kshetra, we know it is a place where we do worship. Tirtha, Rishikesh, Dwarka, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Chardham. All these places are Tirtha, holy places. What is the best Tirtha? Our scriptures say Ekanta, means solitude, being yourself. Now, in this, we add one more meaning to this, because now we live in an era when we are alone. We are never alone because this mobile. Swamiji gives a very beautiful name to it. Karana Pishacha, he says. This Karana Pishacha, it is always with us. And this Karana Pishacha, what does it is? It, even if I don't want to talk to anybody, it will keep me connected to this entire world. So without that, here when we say Vivikta Sevi, when solitude, they love to listen, they love to stay alone, love to live only with themselves. And for such a person, Vivikta Sevi, this is the characteristic of Vivikta Sevi. Lagvashi, they eat less, but sattvic food. Lagvashi, some very less appetite. Less appetite, when we talk about less appetite, a very beautiful example about Gurudev Ranadeji comes. In this Gurudev Ranadeji, he has lived without food for 14 years. And when he was asked, how can you live without food for 14 years? He has given a very beautiful answer. That what he says, there are some sources of energy other than food that I can tap, but you cannot. He was a siddha purush. He was a yogi. This is not for a novice sadhak like us. But here what they are trying to say is very less appetite, very less food. Even with that, siddha purush will be able to live. Now, when we talk about this thing, not only by mouth, if the food is not the one that we take from mouth, from our eyes, from our ears, these are all also sources of something or the other that we are consuming. When we say lagvashi, means eat very less, yet sattvic food means what? Not only consume what the food that you are eating with your mouth, the food that we consume through our ears and eyes, that should also be very, very limited. And that should also be sattvic. If we are seeing, if we are talk about Bhagwan. When we are listening, listen to the thoda hi sune, little bit only if you are listening, but we are listening to the stuti of Bhagwan, stotras, stories, or anything. Where are we investing our sense organs? That is the main question here. And then yatava kayamanasaha, a complete control over vak, kaya, manasaha, speech, body, and the mind. Now this is very, very important. Yata vak, kaya, manasa. What we talk is what we become. Whatever I am talking, that is what I am going to become, and what I am going to talk, it depends on my mind. That is the manasa. So our mind should be trained. Accordingly, our speech has to be trained. Automatically, we will do the actions that will be necessary. Whatever our mind, we understand. And for all this, what we have to follow? See, what we are learning in 18th chapter, there is nothing new in 18th chapter. No new principle is introduced. It is a summary of old chapters. Here, when we are talking, see these three, all the above three are spoken about where Sharira Vang Mano Viriyat Tapa. Three types of tapa that we have seen in the 17th chapter are all about this. What is the Vani Katab, Anudvega Kanam Vakyam? Similarly, all these tap, remember them and try to bring them in your life, and then what we achieve is this characteristic of a siddha purush, yatava kaya manasaha, a complete control over the speech, over the mind and the body. And next characteristic, what Sri Krishna has told, dhyana yoga paro nityam. What we have seen in the previous one, yatava kaya manasa, all these things will be attained through what? By dhyan. If we are contemplating upon the right thing, then automatically all other things will fall in place. I told one very important thing few seconds back. If your mind is in control, your speech will be in your control. If bad thoughts don't come to you, or if somebody, we say Vaicharik Paripakvata, when we talk about this, when somebody has a very mature thought process, then their thoughts are mature, when their thoughts have grown, automatically whatever they are going to say is going to be refined. Whatever speech comes out of their mouth is going to be a refined speech. So, what we have to do, we have to do the tap of our mind, tap of man, hmm, and that is going, how that tap of man is done, how the tap of Vani is done by Swadhyay, by reading scriptures, hmm, by learning Bhagavad Gita, not just reading, trying to understand, learning different scriptures, and then what will happen? You will be able to contemplate upon these. When we read all these things, that is our swadhyaya tap. By this, we do the tap of our vani by chanting Bhagavad Gita. We are doing vani ka tap. And after doing all these things, what will happen? We will be able to focus our mind on the Parampita Paramatma. That is what? That is dhyan. What is exactly dhyan? Dhyan is not just contemplating on your breath, on some candle, on some light, on some lamp diya. It's not like that. What is the purpose of this entire dhyan process? It is to contemplate and concentrate on Paramatma. We should be able to think about the Parampita Paramatma. That is dhyan. As per Patanjali Muni, what is the definition of dhyan? Pratyeki ekatanata dhyanam. Pratyeki ekatanata means what? Being able to concentrate on Parampita Paramatma. That is dhyan. And when we are able to do that dhyan, automatically our Vani and body will be in control. So they are going hand in hand. This dhyana yoga paro nityam and yata vakaya manasa, both of them are going hand in hand. So together we have to achieve these two. And when we are always engaged in these activities, what will happen? Automatically the third characteristic will come. What is it? Vairagyam samapashritaha. Samapashritaha. With whom? Vairagya. We do a friendship with Vairagya. Now, how you say, what is this friendship with Vairagya? Means we are constantly in a state of Vairagya, in a state of detachment. Have made friends with renunciation. We also saw Vivek the Sevi, right? Somebody who enjoys solitude, only somebody who has made friends with renunciation, who enjoys his own company with the Parampita Paramatma within him. Such a person is what? Having this important thing. Vairagyam sapupashritaha. And then a very important set of characteristics in the next shloka. Ahankaram balandarpam kamam krodham parigraham. Very important. Ahankara. Now we will come to ahankar at the end. We will see the other ones. Bala. Ahankaram balandarpam kamam krodham parigraham. Parigraha is accumulating. Here, in this particular shlok, it is focusing on the things that we should not do. The first two, the first two shlokas are the characteristics that we should have and what not we should not have. Ahankar, no ego. Ahankrita means who keeps doing me, my. That that is ahankar. Ahankar in Sanskrit does not mean pride. Bala, bala is unnecessary, show of power. Then darpa is arrogance. I am such a great knowledgeable person. The moment that arrogance comes, siddhi gone. Kama, excess desires, krodha, anger. These we already know. Parigraha. Parigraha means what? Accumulating lot of things. Now, if you see nowadays, even if the family has only one member, he will have 1,000 things with him. Parigraha. How many things do you accumulate? And it is not only about accumulating the physical things. How many things we accumulate in our mind? That is also our parigraha. इसने ये बोला, this person said this to me, that person said that to me, 4 years back he had done this to me. We accumulate all these emotions also. That is also our parigraha. But these things have to be abandoned. And vimuchya nirmama shanto. By abandoning all these things, the things that we saw, ahankara, bala, darpa, kama, krodha, parigraha, by abandoning, by completely giving up all these things, what happens? What does a person get? Vimuchya nirmama shanto. He does not have that. Nirmama here means that myness. This is mine, that is my wealth, my so many, all my possessions. We have this habit of doing my. Hmm. So nirmama shanto, having stopped that my feeling of myness, what happens? Automatically a person gets peace, because when we stop taking this ownership of everything, this is my, that is my, all these things, when we stop doing, then automatically what happens? We get peace, and that peace leads us to what? Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Such a person becomes indistinct from the Brahma Tattva. They become same as that Brahma Tattva, they become united with that Brahma Tattva. That is the most beautiful powers. One becomes Shanta, means becomes peaceful, and what happens? Dhyan becomes his eternal state. And what is that dhyan? Dhyan of the Brahma Tattva. What is the state of this Brahma person who is in this Brahma Tattva state? Very beautifully, Sri Krishna explains, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nashochati Nakangshati Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhakti Lavate Maram. Another great shlok which describes the highest level of bhakti. Once a person attains all these characteristics, and what he says, he attains the Brahma Tattva. And once he has attained that Brahma Tattva, such a person is what? Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, always happy. What he achieves is Para Bhakti. See, now again, ninth chapter, we have seen 4 types of Bhakta. Artha Jignasura Artharthi Jnani, this Jnani Bhakta. After attaining this Jnanottar Bhakti, after this Jnan, after attaining the real knowledge, the person becomes a real Bhakta. And this is this Brahma, this is that state of bliss that a person attains when he crosses all these 4 stages of Bhakti. And this is the ultimate superior Bhakti, that is Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. And such a person, na shochati, na kangshati. Such a person will not grieve about anything. They will not desire for anything. How was the life of Sant Eknath Maharaj? So many sorrows in his life. His wife expired. His most favorite, most eldest son expired. But after that, what he says is, whether what, irrespective of what I get in this life, all I want is, hey Vitthal Bhagwan, I want you. How is this? How great these saints were, how devoted these saints were, what level of bhakti they had inculcated in themselves. Why? Because dhyan has become their eternal state. Even while doing their regular work, Sant Eknath Maharaj never left his business, never left what he was doing, never left his own vyapar. But while doing that, what was his state? Eternal state of dhyan. What was that eternal state of dhyan? It was unition, permanent unition with that Brahma Tattva. That was his state. He has developed an amazing intellectual equanimity. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu. So that kind of equanimity, everybody they are able to see with the same perspective. We were talking about Sant Eknath Maharaj when he was returning from Haridwar, taking water of Ganga to Rameshwaram. In the path, he saw a donkey. Sarva Bhuteshu Yenekam. One Yenekam, one Ishwar, only one Ishwar Bhav they are seeing. When he was going, he saw this donkey crying with thirst. And what Eknath Maharaj did, from Haridwar till Rameshwar, he has to take this Ganga water. He gave that entire water to that donkey, because Sarva Bhuteshu Yenekam. He is seeing only one Ishwar, that my Parampita Paramatma Rameshwar Bhagwan, he is seeing in that donkey, and he gave away all that water to that thirsty donkey. For them, all animals, humans, all are alike. This is the kind of intellect these people ultimately get. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu. When a person attains this highest order of bhakti, this is the kind of intellect, this is the kind of intellect they show they display, and what do they get in return? Madbhaktal labhate param, they attain my highest level of bhakti. And further Shri Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tatvatah tato man tatvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. While knowing me, through this Bhaktya mam abhijanati, how do they try to understand me? They have tried to understand me through bhakti. Through their devotion, they try to understand me. Yavanyaschasmi tatvatah, they are understanding me through the bhakti. They understand me thoroughly. Abhijanati. Here the word that is used is not janati. Abhijanati means not just knowing, knows me in and out, knows me thoroughly. And mam tatvatah, the word that is used here is tatvatah. Tatvatah janati. Mam tatvatah janati. They know me by principle. So, for Yashoda Maya, what Sri Krishna was today, we will take a moment to listen to this. Where Yashoda Maya saw, he is my small Kanha, who is, nutcut, who is very notorious, loved by everybody. But when he picked up this Govardhan Parvat, she understood he is not just Kanha. He is not just my small Kanha. He is the Parampita Paramatma himself. When he opened the mouth and showed the entire universe to Yashoda Maya, she understood who he is. That is knowing Tattvataha, not knowing in general, but knowing by principle elementally. And once the person understands me like this, Vishate Tadanantaram, such a person is going to get united with me. When there is a jewel, when there is a ornament, realize that gold, it's not that this the particles around me is gold. When ornament, realize that it itself is gold. Every particle within this ornament is gold. That kind of realization comes to the siddha purush. He understands that this parampita paramatma is not somewhere near me. I am not going in search of the parampita paramatma. I am the Parampita. I have that ansha within me. I am a particle of him. Just like every every particle within that gold ornament realizes that I am gold. I also am gold. This person understands that there is a Paramatma. I am a small ounce of this Paramatma. When this realization comes to the Siddha Purush, that is Vishate Tadanantaram. We will take just two more shlokas to get a consistency of these very beautiful two shlokas. Just a few minutes, try to listen. सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम्. When a person understands that I am an ounce of Parampita Paramatma, his life reaches a very different level. His life reaches a very different level. Bhakti Pradhan. His life becomes devotion centric. Mat prasadat avapnoti. He attains liberation as a part of what? As a part of the prasad that Parampita Paramatma has given him. So whether they do something, sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madhyapashrayah. How was the bhakti of Mirabai? She was doing everything else, but still, irrespective of doing what she is doing, she was always in this Parampita Paramatma. Mat prasada davapnoti shashvatam padamavayam. What is the shashvat pad she has attained? We all know. After so many centuries, also we all know her as a prime devotee of Sri Krishna. So everybody becomes ex. The prime minister who was the prime minister few years back becomes ex-prime minister, ex-president, ex-principal. All other designations have a ex written in front of it. But devotee is one. He is never ex-devotee. A devotee is always a devotee. Mirabai, always a devotee. Sant Tukaram Maharaj, Tulsidas Maharaj, Surdas Maharaj, all of them, we will never say ex-devotee of Sri Krishna. That ex title never gets attached to any devotee, any bhakta. His existence never gets depleted. It never tends to decline. That is the importance. Shashvatam Padamavyayam. That is the Shashvat avyaya pada, an indeclinable designation that they permanently get. चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव. We see, for to attain this kind of Shashvat Pad, what Shri Krishna says, coming back to the principle, he says, Chetasa sarva karmani, all your karma, offer them to me, my sanyasya patparaha, you have to offer them to me. We were saying worshipping with the help of our own karma. Sanyasya, here the word sanyasya means keeping. Sanyasya in Sanskrit basically means keeping in a proper sense. Samyak Samyaktaya tasya, giving it, keeping it properly. So we have to give the offer entire chetasa. Our mind is offered to whom? To Parampita Paramatma. And Buddhi Yoga Mupashritya. Buddhi Yoga Mupashritya is just keeping your intellect as a refuge. Your intellect is where your intellect is completely surrendered to Parampita Paramatma. So, Machitta Satatam Bhava. Gradually, what happens? Person who is always thinking of the Parampita Paramatma, a person who is constantly in the worship of Parampita Paramatma, for that person, this phrase is used, Buddhi Yoga Mupashritya. Machitta Satatam Bhava. Such a person will always be what? They will be united towards God. They will be always united with God. They will always be under the blessings of God. When all these things we study, what Shri Krishna has basically told is all your mind, see, when we are talking about offering karma to Parampita Paramatma, how can we offer the karma to Parampita Paramatma? It is not very easy to offer the karma to Parampita Paramatma unless our mind is offered to Parampita Paramatma. Chetasa sarva karmani. Only when your mind is at the feet of Parampita Paramatma, then only our entire karma we will be able to offer. Otherwise, we will say Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. And if after saying Shri Krishna Arpanamastu also we still expect that I have done that charity, I have done this yagna and then Shri Krishna Arpanamastu, but not got the result of what we wanted to achieve. This verbal devotion is not enough. Chetasa, everything should be offered from the mind, from within. This offering has to be done. And this can be done when your buddhi, when your intellect is also at the feet of Parampita Paramatma. And once that is done, what happens? You will be always united with me. And when such a devotion is given to what? When such a devotion is given to the Parampita Paramatma, we get a special reward in return. What is it that we will achieve by having such a devotion towards Parampita Paramatma? Something extremely important. And what is that? This is very important. What is it that you are going to get? Macchitta sarvadurgani matprasadat tarishyasi atha chetvapahankaran nashroshyasi vinangshasi. By fixing your mind on me. Macchittaha. Once you have fixed all your mind on me, what will happen? Sarva Durgani Mat Prasadat Tarishyasi, with my blessings. Mat Prasadat Tarishyasi, with my blessings. What will happen? You will overcome all the difficulties. Sarva Durgani, all the difficulties will be overcome by the help of what? By the help of Shri Krishna's blessings. But if you feel atha chetva mahankaran, as due to your ego of being the doer, if you do feel that I am the one who is doing it, then nashroshyasi vedangshasi, you will be responsible for your own decline. Ultimately, understand, in Hindi there is a phrase that says, no, भगवान की मर्जी के बिना, भगवान की इच्छा के बिना पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता. That is what is the situation. Everything, if we understand, if we imbibe this one sentence in our life, that ultimately no work can be accomplished without the grace of Parampita Paramatma. Only when we have this, then automatically all the obstacles are going to go away. However, if we start taking the ego of being the doer, that I am the one who is doing it, what will happen? We will ultimately perish. We will not be able to achieve what we are going to out of ego. If you don't listen to me, here very clearly Shri Krishna has said, atha cvetva mahankara na shroshasi. If you don't listen to what I am saying, owing to your ego is the only, when we are talking about ahankara balandarpam, ahankar, when we mention, understand that ahankar is the commander of all the other impurities of mind. It is the commander. If this is taken care of, then all other things are taken care of. Now, our Santa, what do they say? Ahankara sa vara na lago rajasa. This ahankar, it should not touch any one of us. If this ahankar, if this ego you leave, then you will be able to what? You will be able to attain the Parampada, and I will clear all the obstacles in your way. And after this, what Shri Krishna says is a very beautiful set of shlokas where we will further see how to, what are the different benefits of following all these things that we have seen so far, that we will see in the next part of the Vivechan session. I'm really sorry about the extra time, but we have a long list of shlokas to complete, and also that this is a topic that has to go in a flow. So rest of the session, rest of the shlokas we will see in the next session. Thank you so much for the patient listening. Let us all together offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you so much, Didi, for guiding us all through the meanings of the shlokas of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. It is truly our honor to be learning under your guidance and receiving the encouragement to walk on the path of righteousness. I would also like to take this moment to thank our technical team for ensuring that the session runs smoothly and without interruption. Also, let me remind once again that the new batches of Geeta Pariwar will start from 5th September in 11 time slots. Please do share the Zoom and YouTube links with your friends and families so that they can also benefit from this divine learning. Now, we all sadhaks can ask questions to Shraddha Didi and find solution to our curiosity.
Jai Shri Krishna. Sundari Didi, please unmute yourself. Pranam.
Yeah, madam, very, very happy to see you. Happy Janmashtami, ma'am.
Thank
Madam,
you.
this no, I had a two question, madam. You told that, where is that? Sittim prapto yada brahma tatapnodi nibodame samase naiva kaunteya nishta jnanasya yapara. Prap yada brahma tatapnodi vibodame means what, madam? Nibodame means?
Nibodha means I am telling you. Nibodha means I am telling you. That Shri Krishna is saying. No? So Shri Krishna is saying Nibodha me. Tathapnoti. So Siddhim Prapto Yatha Brahma. Once such a person attains the Siddhi, Tathapnoti Nibodha me, which you have learned from me. So Samasena eva kaunteya. In short, Nishtha Jnana Seya Para. So basically the perfection that we achieve, that is the Brahma Tattva we understand, and this is how you are attaining all that. Tathapnoti nibodhame. How to attain that, all that Shri Krishna is saying, I have told you in short. And as a result of all this, what you are getting, Nishtha Jnanasya Yapara, you are going to get the highest order of the knowledge. So the entire shlok is actually just telling that in short, that the knowledge that you are going to get is actually after the siddhi, that nishkama siddhi, you will get the entire knowledge. The tathapnoti nibodhame and samasena kaunteya is just what he has told. The Shri Krishna says that I have told you all this in short.
Like that. And then one more, madam, the 53 slokams of disturbance came, so I'm not able to understand. Agangaram palandarpa kam prodam parikragam vimuchya nirvashanto brahma bhuyaya kalpati. I want the meaning, ma'am. This is...
See, in all these three shlokas, 51, 52, 53 is telling the characteristics of the siddha purush. What is the ultimate siddhi that a person can get? How to identify them? Those characteristics Sri Krishna has told in these three shlokas. In the first two shlokas, the haves and have-nots in that Siddha Purush Sri Krishna has told. What are the haves? What are the characteristics that a person should have? These are explained in 51 and 52nd slok. And what is it that a Siddha Purush is devoid of, which we don't see in a Siddha Purush? That he has explained in this 53rd slok that you are asking me. Ahankaram balan darpam. Ahankar, ego. Ego in the sense, ego of being the doer. This is mine, that is mine, I am the doer. That ego they will have. Bala, power. Hmm? Power, basically everybody, see, there is a subtle power in all of us, but the power that, you show off, that, with force, I want siddhi, I will get it. How Ravan was, how Kamsa was, display of power, darpa, arrogance. That is, sometimes when people get knowledge, they also develop a arrogance that, I have so much knowledge, people are saying this. Not just knowledge, with anything, with any kind of achievement, a certain level of arrogance usually creeps in a personality. That should be left aside. Kama, desire, a greed, krodha, anger, parigraham, this habit of accumulating everything is parigraham. So all these things should be avoided. When these are avoided, when you when you attain freedom from all these things and you become nirmama, in entire Bhagavad Gita, this nirmama word means a complete absence of ahankar, a complete absence of that feeling of my. So when we attain freedom from that myness, what we automatically we get a peace. For instance, if I start believing the house that I am living in, this is the house of Parampita Paramatma. He has blessed me with this house. I'll keep it clean. Anything I will maintain it, and this is everything belongs to Parampita Paramatma. What happens? A natural peace comes to us. So freedom from this mamatva will give you freedom from this I-ness will give you a sense of peace, and this sense of peace is what this makes you fit to attain the Brahma Jnana, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, to become the Brahma Tattva, to become united with that Brahma Tattva, he becomes fit. Kalpate, I told you, these are the characteristics. This is the litmus test that Sri Krishna has given. If you have these characteristics, you become eligible to be called a Siddha Purush, you become eligible to get the Brahma Jnana. So if you have these characteristics, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, you will be eligible to get united with the Brahma Tattva.
But it's correct, madam. But you are saying this is mine, this is mine. We should not say one way that is correct. But nowadays, the Kali Yuga, something we have to keep in our hand, madam. Some small amount of thing. So that is in my account only, like that you would have say. Otherwise, everything, nothing will our hand, no, madam. Where we can go? Because already senior citizen always like dustbin, no, like that we are living. People is responsibility over, they are not bothered about us, and then they are not care about us. Only thing is what are the things that is only we are keeping and then we are living. That is also nothing. I don't want everything. Now where we can stand, madam? Krishna say Krishna is there, moksha. What we can do? That is my question. No, but that is we have to say, no, madam. This is mine. At least something is I need it. Otherwise, no, children will say, Amma, don't want anything, everything. Now, how to live, ma'am?
See, we are mixing two things. What is there are two types of me. One which says that I need it for my survival, but when I say this is mine, from within, I understand that whatever I have got, suppose an elderly retired person has got lot of wealth. By saying that this is all Shri Krishna's doesn't mean anybody else can come and rob him. That is not what we are meaning to say here. What we mean to say here is that whatever you have got is a part is of a blessing from Shri Krishna Paramatma. You are utilizing it for your own survival. That is a different matter. But that does not mean that somebody else gets the rights over it. But keeping pride, ये तो मैंने ही कमाया है, on my own. No, I have earned it. I have been able to earn it by the blessings of Shri Krishna. So we should not have arrogance towards the things that we possess. That is what the shlok means. It does not mean that you let the other people rob you or let other people misuse you. ऐसा नहीं है. We have to understand this same thing comes in other chapter also, where in that context also, when we are talking about the characteristics of a knowledgeable person, though they have the sama buddhi, but that does not mean that they are fools, that they will not treat equally with, they will keep that this difference also in the behavior. So we should be smart, we should be able to protect ourselves, but at the same time all these possessions should not go so deep within us that we become separate from Parampita Paramatma. What happens sometimes in the old age, people are so attached to their worldly possessions that they are not able to separate their mind from that worldly possessions and invest in Paramatma. तो कर ही नहीं सकते हैं, because they, अरे I am doing job but ध्यान मेरा पूरा उसी में है, somebody has taken my property or what. No, so much they are obsessed. That obsession should not be there. We should be able to protect ourselves enough. That is very much required. That does not mean being foolish. But at the same time, when you are protecting, having a realization that whatever are my possessions I have got, if I have got the property, I have got something for myself, it is a blessing from Parampita Paramatma. You have a complete right over your own property. We don't need anything. It is not like that. It has been given to Parampita Paramatma to me. I have to utilize it to its best possible option. What is the best I can do with my wealth? That is your. But the ownership of it is like a rented house. You know, we don't have the ownership of all this. It is a, but we have to maintain everything properly. Neither fair, we have to pay the fine, right? It is like that. Okay.
God, I my responsibility. I sacrifice my property, everything. All my duties are over. Only little bit खाना के लिए रख दिया, बस इतना है. I
खाने के लिए ज्यादा भी रखो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. See, we Swamiji also never says that you have to, not earn. All this is nowhere it is mentioned in our scriptures. Our scriptures encourage us to earn. The dharma, artha, kama, moksha are our four pillars. Artha is a very important thing. But how should our artha wealth be? It should be earned on the means of dharma, by the means of dharma. Dharma artha. Kama, desire is very much required. Without good desires, it is not, we are not going to have anything. But when Shri Krishna says, when we should give up that desire, once your responsibilities are done, we should not be excessively attached. अभी एक गाड़ी है, दो गाड़ी है, that it keeps increasing. We become very tightly entangled in that desire. And what type of desire we should have? We should have sattvic desire. Like may my country progress. For that I will earn as much as I want. Become an Ambani, become somebody very wealthy and do something nice for the country. It is a very good desire to have. Then we talk about abandon kama, it means abandon bad desire. Otherwise, kama also is a form of Parampita Paramatma. Shri Krishna ka swarup hai kam. He himself has said in Bhagavad-Gītā. So, kam is also a form of desire. Desire is a form of Parampita Paramatma. It should be a sattvic desire. Whatever wealth you are having, it should be such that in a neat way we are offering it back to Parampita Paramatma. That is the meaning of the shloka.
Fantastic answer.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna Pranam. Shilpa Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. I wish you happy Shri Krishna Janmashtami.
आपको भी शुभ जन्माष्टमी दीदी.
Yeah, I just have a very normal question. Attaining moksha is very far away for me, like a lay person. But I just want to see God. I have to go to this Pandarapura or Jagannath Puri or wherever I want to go. I want to see God. But in my case, what happens? I can't go far away places. My mother-in-law, she's old. My husband can't take me anywhere out. All that. So here, whoever I meet, the people around me, whoever I meet, I see them as God. Like small kids come, they are the innocent kids. They come to learn painting from me. So I see God in them. So the creation is so beautiful and all that. I just enjoy the atmosphere all over around here in my room, in my art gallery. It is so peaceful and very nature and everything is there. So it's very peaceful and nice. So I just want to know how I can see God now, because in Goa, no, I have
See,
seen
very
see Krishna
your
is there. No,
question,
yeah,
your question
Krishna is there.
itself has its own answers. You know, you
Okay.
are saying that I see God in the children who come to learn art from me. There itself, you have answered your own question. See, you have brought up a very, very subtle, very important thing. This is a problem for many people. I would really like to answer this one in my own capacity. Whatever, see, I was like a clean slate. Whatever I know with the grace of Param Puja Gurudev. And only by that means, I will tell you something very important, which I have heard in Swamiji's pravachan. When we talk about these great saints, we are talking about different saints, which may we keep giving examples. Out of these, they have hardly visited any pilgrimages. Today only I was listening to one pravachan by Swamiji, where he says that where have they found this Parampita Paramatma within them? Says, what is this entire Bhagavad Gita that we are learning? First two, I'll answer your questions in two phases. First statement that you said was that moksha is a very distant dream for me. I would like to tell you it is not. Moksha is not something that you attain after death. Moksha is something that you attain while living. While living, when you free yourself from all the shackles, that is moksha. Eknath Maharaj, he didn't have to die to get a moksha. Mirabai did not have to end her life to get moksha. They have got it while they are living. Moksha is not something that you get after death. So do not live under this impression that it is something we will get after that. Once we see what you are saying is very, very high level of devotion. How was Bhakta Prahlad? Bhakta Prahlad has had this deep desire to see Parampita Paramatma. And but he had a firm belief that he is existing everywhere around him. For him, Narasimha Avatar had to come. He had to come by his own karma. You treat your karma as your worship. You understand that moksha is not something that you will get after death. It is something that you can achieve by attaining freedom right now. Just living happily. Today, if you are following Swamiji's channel, just listen to today's reel. The entire thing about Sri Krishna Janma is about Ananda. It is pure bliss. When we start believing that this Parampita Paramatma, when we say that, in the 13th chapter, Sarve Indriya Guna Bhasam, Sarve Indriya Vivarjitam, he is present everywhere. By all his sense organs, he is consuming. I am singing, assume he is listening to me. He is present everywhere. Whether you believe it or not, he is there. So all you have to do is your belief should be very strong. Then you don't need to go to Pandharpur. Bhagwan aaye hai. Where did he come from? Where has Vitthal Bhagwan come from in Pandharpur? Was Pundalik calling him? Did Pundalik go to ask मुझे दर्शन करने हैं कृष्ण जी के? वो तो बैठे थे. He was serving his parents. You said your mother-in-law is old, sick. You need to take care of her. What was Bhakta Pundalik doing? He was serving his own parents. भगवान की आई वांट टू सी दिस पुंडलिक एंड वो आ गए विठल. आप विठल भगवान की बात करें. व्हाट हैज विठल भगवान टॉट अस? यू डू योर वर्क, आई एम गोइंग टू कम फॉर योर दर्शन. दैट इज मोक्ष. और क्या है मोक्ष? सिंप्लीफाई थिंग्स फॉर योरसेल्फ. यही है. हम जब बोलते हैं हमको विठल भगवान के दर्शन चाहिए, उनको देखो, लुक एट हिम. whom has he given darshan? पुंडलिक के लिए खुद ही है. himself has come. So your question itself is your answer. You don't know your children who are coming to you. Serve them with full love. Serve your family with full love. Your God will always be around you. You will feel Him around you. You will experience Him around you. That itself is liberation. And sometime we might become Bhakta Prahlad. We never know. हो सकता है हम भी अगले प्रहलाद बन जाए किसी जन्म में. We never know. So intensity of your devotion is going to give you the darshan wherever you are, because for him he is a Yogeshwara Krishna. He can come anywhere. In between the Zoom meeting he is very much sitting and listening to both of us. और कहाँ जाना है हमको? Don't worry about all these things.
Yeah, one more thing is in Jagannath Puri, his heart is there. It's still in moist. They say in it's the same way we could have retained his body also. No, he's so divine
It
and
doesn't need to वही बात हो गई. You are again giving importance only to that
physical
physical
body.
aspect of his existence. वो तो
Okay.
निर्गुण भी है, सगुण भी है, निराकार भी है, साकार भी है. He is everything. You do worship at your home and you see that small Krishna Murti. Just imagine that this Parampita Paramatma who is existing everywhere has taken this small Swarup and come in front of me in this small Murti. That Murti will talk to you. That I will not say what other I have experienced, but I have full faith in my Gurudev. When he says this happens, I have put full faith in him, and with his experience, and you put full faith in Gurudev, and full faith. That is what Bhagavad Gita is told. That is what Jnaneshwari is telling. That is what Param Pujya Gurudev is told. उनसे ऊपर तो हम लोग हैं नहीं. Let us just keep full Shraddha in them and try to follow this path. Just that is it. You will be in an eternal state of bliss when you do that. Just like our Varkaris, you know, we were talking about Bhagavan. When how our Varkaris, they don't need anywhere. उनके लिए उनको किधर जाना नहीं. Wherever they are in their own bliss. That is moksha. What else is moksha?
Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. Very much.
Jai Shri Krishna. Sorry, you were muted, not by me. So yeah. Annapurna ji, pranam. Jai Shri Krishna.
Oh, that did he say that's like my health is also not well. I went slow walking, very slow walking. Back pain, L3 L4 slip disc. That's why my husband don't take anywhere.
Oh.
What to do? What to do? मुझे
अरे उनको पता है
मंदिर करने का बहुत
just
पसंद है.
remind on YouTube and see same thing. If we cannot go for us, trust that our God is everywhere. He can come for us. Only thing we should want from within. And don't think ये जो हम लोग बोल रहे हैं it is a कलयुग है क्या है wherever we are, we have to just continue on the path of our own bhakti. We continue on the path of what have faith in Bhagavad Gita. What Sve Sve Karmanya Birata when Shri Krishna says, and he is saying, when Shri Krishna himself is saying, you don't win entire Bhagavad Gita. Tell me one place where Shri Krishna says you have to go to Pandharpur, you have to go to Jagannath, you have to go to some Balaji. Anywhere has he mentioned that you have to go to the Dham and do? Shri Krishna has told you have to just do the sadhana of attaining the Daivi Sadgun. You increase the Daivi Sampada within you, increase your Sadgun. All the characteristics that Shri Krishna has told are all about this, whether it is Bhakton ke Lakshan, Siddho ke Lakshan, Jnani ke Lakshan, characteristics of all of them is all about improving your own personality. Shri Krishna has told, and when I see a Bhakta like that in the next session, we are going to see Shri Krishna says, Unke liye I will only come for them. So let us all invest our energies and our efforts into attaining these characteristics that we have discussed today and that we keep.
मेरे भाई जैसा कांच का विग्रह है, वहाँ कांच का विग्रह को डेकोरेट करते हूँ, तुलसी माला से डेकोरेट करते हूँ, स्फटिका माला से डेकोरेट करते हूँ, फूल से डेकोरेट करते हूँ, पंचा धोती पहनाती हूँ, वही कृष्ण समझते हैं.
बस that is enough. Just keep doing that, but don't ask me when that ultimate thing will come. वो तो आएगा अपने एंड से आएगा. That I don't know.
वही से
correct. It will come.
मगर दत्त भगवान ने बोले क्षेत्र घूमना है, बोले ना दत्त भगवान ने, दत्तात्रेय.
अरे अपने कैपेसिटी में घूमना है. Not if your body allows, then you do. Otherwise, तीर्थ क्षेत्र. I told just in today's session, I told no. एकांत सबसे बड़ा तीर्थ है. This is not my sentence. It is Swamiji's sentence. So you can trust that. Don't trust what I am saying. Trust what Swamiji says. So whatever he is saying, I am telling you.
घूम चुके, अष्टदशपीठ घूम चुके, वो द्वारका, वृंदावन, वो सब घूम चुके, मगर अभी भी
उसके बाद भी बोल रहे कुछ नहीं
दर्शन करने को मन करता है ना, इसके वास्ते
पूछती. See what our body will allow, that much only we can do, and in our capacity what we can do, we should try to do. With that I would like to
one question. 60th श्लोक का explain किया ना.
60th
It is
shlok I have
chapter
not
60th.
been able to
60th.
reach today. I wanted to reach till the 61st shlok. I could reach only till the 58th shlok. 60, 60, 60 I will take in
Not
next
60. Okay,
session.
okay.
I'll take
Thank
in
you.
next session. Okay. Jai Shri
Astu Atayam.
Pranam. Take care, Didi. Wishing you good health. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri
Thank you
Krishna.
so
Riya
much.
Didi. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Sorry.
Didi, for answering all our questions and making the knowledge even more clear for us. Now let us move towards the concluding prayer. For this, I would like to invite Shri Anil Sharma ji. Anil Bhaiya is from Indore. He is a consulting engineer and has completed his VE. He has been serving Geeta Pariwar since May 2022, currently contributing as a core trainer and a technical assistant. Bhaiya, I would request you to kindly lead us in the concluding prayer.
सभी को जय श्री कृष्ण। योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। सभी को जय श्री कृष्ण।
Beautiful.
Shri Krishna, thank you so much, Bhaiya. Now we will all sing the Hanuman Chalisa together, and with that we shall conclude today's session.
Kailash Bhaiya.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Thank you everyone. Jai Shri Krishna.